Show, the Nina Air Show. We're walking in excellence. This is the Nina Air Show, the Nina Air Show. We're walking in excellence.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Nina Air Show where we talk excellence. Before we get started, I'm going to introduce my guest, which you know already. But before we get started, we're just going to cheers to the holidays. Cheers, awesome, good luck, God's blessings, and all of God's wonderful great things for you. Cheers. You got a drink? That's how you seal it, yes? So if you can just put that over there for me so that we can get started. Because we have to do something very special here. And you know what it is, guys? It is the Nina Air Dance. Come on. Excellence. Come on. Excellence. Come on. Excellence. Come on, girl. Excellence. Do it, let you know it. Excellence. Yeah. So guys, look what I have here. Just get a closer look of this. But I'm not going to talk too much about this because she's going to be on the show just to talk separate about her new book called Count It All Joy. I'm still going to put the details on the description for you, however. But what I'm saying to you is that if you remember, she was on the show, I think, twice before.
Yes.
And she spoke about her book. So here it is. So we're going to talk a bit about this before we get into actually today's topic. Just a tiny bit, just so that you can get excited. So Onika, welcome back to the Nina Air Show.
Having me again.
You are most welcome. Guys, you know, we are doing something different on the Nina Air Show. We wanted to obviously start December with fabulous on a budget because you know COVID happened and a lot of people still not working, and we just wanted to ensure that, for example, this show is about excellence. We talk excellence, we do everything in excellence. So we wanted to ensure people still have a fantastic Christmas, yes, and not watch too much on the money. So I have Onika here who's going to share from her business, which is design and decor. She's a design and decor stylist, which is wonderful. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, I've discovered in the last couple months that interior design was my primary gift. I never thought about it, but what I would say is that if I'm honest and I reflect, that would have been the initial thing I did as a child. I always changed around my room. I always got extra sheets so I could make curtains and lampshades. And the first thing I was given, I remember being a young teenager, was a sewing machine. And all of that left me for many years. I never even thought about it. What I didn't know is that I had a knack for placement and house and home and colors and fabrics. But I think I varied and went in all different directions, but I've accepted now that that is it, and I've decided to make a business from it. God said that your gifts will make room for
yes.
you, and I've decided that I'm going to allow my gifts to make room for me.
That is so good. I'm so happy for you. So now tell us, obviously you have your Instagram. Where can we find?
Okay, I've never posted anything before, but I'm in the process of revamping my page a bit so that persons that come on Instagram or even Facebook will see who Onika really is.
Yeah.
I think I've hid behind my job and everything else for so long, but I feel liberated and ready to announce to the world who I am. So I am in the process of collecting samples and photos and doing some jobs here and there so you can have an idea of what I am capable of doing. And hopefully you'd see me fit to create something special for you.
That is awesome because that's why she's here, guys. She's here to show us how to have. I'm going to let her just tell us because you will be able to explain it better. I love design. I love decor. I love everything fancy. She can tell you that. But can I do it? No. So she's going to show us how to do it and make it so simple. And here's the best part, inexpensive. Yes, on a budget. So this is a DIY on a budget. I have to find a nice, cute name for her segments because she's going to be on the Nina Air Show showing us all of this. You're going to get to see her design and decor from her Instagram, from her Facebook, but also on the Nina Air Show as well. And I'm sure she's going to create small videos and posts and all of that, but you're still going to get to see her here as well. So I'm going to learn as you are learning. I'm going to be getting a lot of ideas and all of that. If you have seen my Taking by Force Prayer movement, and you will see my backdrop, that is compliments of hers. So if you haven't seen it, go over and get a glimpse of that, because she can create the same thing for you. You'll be surprised to see that's my prayer room. And all she did was took all of that stuff and put it in one little space of the room. I was so surprised when I got back from church and I saw, I was like, wow, amazing, yes? So tell us what you did for us today.
Okay, today what I did is created a table scape. It's just a fancy word for a table placement. The holidays are coming, and here said I have created a table scape, which is a fancy way of saying a table setting, a table placement. But what I did do is reuse some stuff that you would find around the house so that you don't have to spend a lot of money. So some of the things you will see here, I have already repurposed them, and some have left the old way, so you would have an idea of what they look like before I started the table.
I really like that. So I know that you're into design, decor. I know your love for it. What are some of the questions that you find that people come and ask you about design and decor, especially when they want to have something fabulous, and you know that when you look at what they've shown you, you know this is what you have. You can have something so much nicer for less.
I honestly think it comes from within, which is white persons accept what they have and don't want anything more because that's where they're at. And I guess nothing is wrong with that, but that's where I come in. That's where my gifting lies. So I can see basically anything and come up with the best way to make it beautiful, to make it just as beautiful as anything you would have seen on social media or in the houses of the famous stars. And I think it's so simple. You just have to have a general knowledge of where to find the stuff and how to put them together.
Okay, so I really like that. Another thing I want to know from you, for example, like somebody like me, I love design, I love decor. And say, for example, the holidays, we're going to talk past us, because remember today she's just going to give us a, like a general overview of what she's doing and show us how to have this fabulous placement for yourself. But each time she's on the show, she's going to speak about something specific, like maybe how to do a different room. Like for example, I said my prayer room, how to probably have a placement for your living room set. So she's going to speak specifically on different things. So today we'll be speaking on this and just giving an overview. So somebody like me who love design, love decor, want to be able to have, say for example, I'm not going to show you guys my sofa, but I want to change my sofa. It is brown, I'm going to say that much. What would I do? What can I do? That would be inexpensive to create a beautiful, fabulous look.
Well, throw cushions are basically the easiest thing that you can use to break up some color, especially if you have a brown sofa. Because brown is a very dark color, and in order to lift it a bit, you can add some white, you can add some lighter colors, you can actually mix prints to change the general idea of what the sofa looks like.
I actually like the mixed prints a lot.
The thing is, unless you are outside of the box thinker, you would think mixed prints.
No, I'm an outside
But
box
I love
thinker.
stripes and floral. I love polka dots and stripes. I love, as long as you have a common color, you can mix prints.
Yes. I really like that. I love the mix. As soon as you said it, that's what it was like, mixed prints. I love that. I actually picture it. That is really good. So we're gonna do obviously something like that. Future, just wanted to get ideas. I just look and I saw my sofa. So in terms of styling and decoring and all of that, what are some of the things that you offer?
I offer consultation. That's the first thing, because you can't go into someone's home and do as you please, because everyone has a different taste.
And budget.
So what I do is find out what your budget is first. I find out what your taste is, what is the look you are expecting to have in the end result, and then I come up with, I guess, the easiest way to create or recreate the look that you're expecting.
So in terms of if a person, I really like that. So if you go to a person's home, for example, they say, okay, I have this pantry and I want to have this pantry like maybe change into a different room and give a different look. Is that something you do as well?
I basically can do, not blowing up one trumpet, but as I said, it's my gift. So as soon as I step to a room, I can tell you where I would move what, where I would shift what I would add to it, what I would take away. Because I love space. I do not like clutter, believe it or not. I have lots of stuff and it is cluttered, but that's because I've collected a lot of stuff over the years that I can go back to and rearrange. But in the grand scheme of things, if I had my way, everything would have a place. So you can walk around your furniture comfortably, you can find everything at will. But for me, I can tell you what I would do with any piece of furniture in order to create the look you want, whether it be to paint it, whether it be to add something to it, change the doors, changing knobs. It's as easy as that.
I really like that because there's so often we have a room that we don't use and you know we can use it for something else. Obviously we don't have enough space, but even areas that are cluttered, like you said, you can transform that room into something usable because I personally don't believe you should have a home with a room that is just, oh, this is my clutter room. No, I don't think so. Like you're paying a mortgage for a clutter room. You know, so I believe in utilizing everywhere. And I personally also don't believe in buying certain dations, you know, like
Storage.
for storage. No, I don't. No, I want to use everything. So how can we, you know, utilize all of our stuff? I mean, be more practical instead of having that old-fashioned way of doing things.
Well, there are going to be things you only use on occasion.
Well, yeah.
But for the most part, I'd say don't buy anything you're not going to use just because it is beautiful or because you like it. You only purchase something if you are going to find somewhere to place it or to put it, because I don't believe in having rooms that no one goes in. I don't believe in having things that you only use once a year. I believe in buying stuff and using it. But what I would advise is I had a client this week and she said she loves wares, plates and she doesn't know what she would do. I said, well, the older of the sets you have, get rid of them. Whether you give them away, whether you sell them to at a flea market or something, so that you always make room for fresh stuff. Because we can never use everything if we have too much of anything, unless you're like me, that will eventually find somewhere to put it. Because I'm the type of person that if I'm driving and I see something and I think that would be good to do that, I'll take it. And not take it as in steal, but purchase it or ask for it or whatever I have to do because I know somewhere along the line. And that also works out in my favor because I may go to a home and a client may desire something that they can't really afford. And I'd be able to tell them, well, you can give me this, or if I think it just adds to that home, I wouldn't mind adding it to the home just to give the client what they desire.
And to give a nice lift as well. I really like that. I think that a lot of people think that to have fabulous, they need to spend a lot of money. How can you break that myth today for us?
Well, to be honest, in years gone by, you had to spend a lot of money to get nice things because I found that there was a vast separation between nice things and cheap things. There was never really an in-between, but days like today, we have stores like Apex. We have stores like SAS. We have those types of stores that have kind of bridged the gap between expensive and too cheap, where you can actually get really nice things on a budget for reasonable amounts of money. You can actually save towards knowing at Christmas time Abex is going to bring stuff in, SAS is going to bring stuff in, and you prepare yourself for those things. I mean, all through the year you can get stuff there, but I find that at Christmas they make a special effort to bring reasonable stuff that most homes in Barbados can look a particular way for the holidays.
Absolutely. No, I really like that. I think that. And SAS, guys, for those of you who are not Barbadian or watching from here, SAS is in Barbados and Abeds as well. They are here in Barbados. So SAS and Abeds, you owe us, okay? You owe us now, you owe us. So remember this video when your store starts, having extra people coming in to shop. Remember us, okay? Deal or no deal. Deal or no deal, yes. But yeah, I actually have been seeing recent times, as in just a week or two ago, postings on Instagram with sass, and I actually took a close look and I was like, this is sass. Like, the things actually look really nice. But you were saying all of that, and this thought came to my heart, and this is our last question, because like I said, I want to take her, and I know you want to see that as well, so that she can give you more of a talk through there. So this is the last question or statement or whatever. But you were saying all of that, and this thought came to my heart. Like you said, like when you purchase stuff, as you're driving and you see something, you purchase it. It's the same thing with fashion. When we see fashion and something we like, whether it's expensive or not expensive, as long as we have the extra finances, of course, we purchase and we put down. And it comes in handy. It comes in handy because when we go to an event, we can pick it up, wear it.
I don't put down more.
Well, I mean, now let me explain to put it down. We will have somebody to deal with fashion, you know, but since it's kind of like in the same family, putting down in the sense, I personally, I've shared this on the Nini Show already. I personally like to have something new in my closet. Yes, I like to see a nice tag just dangling. I personally like to see something new in my closet. I just feel good about that. And I have folks who have said to me, oh, you have a lot of clothes, and I was saying to them, not really. But what happened is that even if I wear something today, I would put it down and not touch it for a long time. So by the time I wear it again, it appears as though I have a lot of stuff, but I actually do not, because I could have a lot of stuff, but I'm a giver. So as soon as I start seeing it's looking like a lot, I'm like, no, scale down, because I need to add more. And I don't like clutter. I don't like cluttered closets. If I'm not wearing it, I don't want it in my closet. So I don't like to hold on to things either. Yeah, I believe that. People say, oh, it's going to come in handy later, but style is something that's always evolving. So to me, you can't go wrong if you give away something. So that's the way I see it. And as you said, just like decor is constantly evolving. Before you see a nice home and you will say, oh wow, we can't afford that. That's like thousands of dollars. You can come in now and create that exact look for less. Isn't that amazing, guys? So what we're saying here, what Onika from, is it called Onika Homes?
Onika Esteleta.
In Onika Esteleta is saying here, is that you can have fabulous on a budget. So think about anything you would have seen in a magazine that you just thought was so eye-catching, and you just went like, if you're like me, your heart started beating a little fast, like, oh my gosh, wow, you know, and you're like, how can I afford this? You can afford it. And we're going to show you today in a few moments how you can have what she said earlier about having, what you call it, a placement?
A table scape.
A table scape. You know, it sounds like a scapegoat, but
just like how you have landscape.
Oh, you see, if she had told me that from the beginning, no, she won't make me embarrass myself, though, say a scapegoat. But so it's like
landscape for a table.
And it makes sense. And you would have studied design and decor, so I guess you learn all the fancy terminologies and stuff. You know, it just looked like a nice placement. So yeah, it's beautiful though. So we're gonna take you there without further ado. So we're gonna close up, guys. Excellence is a choice, but all you do, aim for excellence. And you know we got to do. Thank you for being on the Nina Ear Show. You can get so caught up and excited with all of this stuff because we want to take you over there. She's gonna say bye over there as well. We point over there because it's literally over on our right. We say what? Excellence. Come on. Excellence. Come on. Excellence. Come on, girl. Excellence. Yeah. Thank you. So here we are, guys, as we just mentioned. So I'm gonna have Onika talk you through what she's done for us today.
Okay, so everything we have here is old. We've had these things for a long time, stuffed on top of a cupboard, in the bottom of a shelf, tucked away at the back of our closets. But I've decided that today, since we're doing stuff on a budget, that we would just collect stuff that we already have to show you what we can actually do with it. So the first thing I'll show you is these placemats. Came with a set of 4 and napkins. These cost $20 for the entire set. And I would have had it for a couple of years, not even remembering that I had it in here. Next, we have 3 mirrors. I think I bought these from either SY Adam or SAS or one of those places before. They came with a set of 3. So instead of putting them on the wall, which I would have done when I first purchased them, I decided to put them on the table today. You can place anything here. You can use mason jars, you can use saucers, you can use candles, just about anything that would give some difference in height to the table. Next, as I said, these are mason jars. I bought these probably like for $2, different sizes. I think the tallest one would have cost $5. So these are easy buy as well. Sometimes they come with a silver lid, but I love gold, so that's why you would see me with mostly gold stuff. These balls, I bought these for $20. I just thought they were cute. I really don't have a clue where they belong, but they sit really well here on this table. The thing is though, this one I sprayed with regular gold can spray. You can get this from any hardware. I like the shiny gold, so this is the one I would have purchased. If you can see the difference between the two, this one is old. You can see all the black. These gold balls, I bought these for $20. I saw them somewhere else for $60, so you can shop around so you can make sure you get the best price. I sprayed this, however, with gold spray paint. I love the shiny gold. It gives it an elegant look. I bought these silver, believe it or not, and as you can see here on this one that I have not done, it has some silver nudges all over them because it's still silver, as you can see. So I didn't spray this one, so you can see the difference between this and the one that I sprayed. Next, I have a glass jar. You can get this from basically anywhere, Sewing World. Not sure if Abed's have, but this is just a regular glass jar that I am going to fill now with some flowers. The tablecloth, I love to see a tablecloth touching the ground, so you can just make sure you measure your table so you can get a tablecloth with excess that reaches the floor. This is a regular table runner. I believe I bought it for $15. The most it would have cost is $25. So you just first have to decide on your colors and you shop to suit. This is an old, very old candle holder I would have had years ago. I think it belonged to my great-grandmother or something. And what I did, I sprayed the entire thing gold. It adds to the concept that I am using. This is the old version of it. You can still see the silver and the black marble here. You can tell. Can you tell it's the same thing? I don't think so. You can either use very tall candles or you can use the short ones like what I have just placed here. Next, I'm going to do the center arrangement. You fill this with water. And what I would ordinarily do is take the top and just put holes in it that would stop mosquitoes from laying eggs or anything of that nature. I cut the foam.
It's all about everybody say we're talking about God's grace of excellence. We're walking in, we're moving in, we're living in. Right here on the air, increasing it, rejoicing it, motivating it. Right here on the air, it's the Nina Air Show, the Nina Air Show. We're walking in excellence. This is the Nina Air Show, the Nina
Fantastic. So thank you so much, Onika Esteleta, home and decor stylist. I really love that. So if you can close for us by just sending them off with the Nina Ear dance.
Okay, let's get it. Excellent. Excellent. Come on. Excellent. At Christmas.
I love that. We love you guys. Bye.
It's the Nina Ear Show. The Nina Ear Show. We're walking